All right, y'all. You know how I like to do things. I like to do a back-to-back video. So this is my back-to-back video, my second video of the day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's King Tyson. Once again, here to make a quick video. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. But I want to do this video about younger, older relationships. I don't think too many people talk about that dynamic relationship with the younger and older thing. The age difference is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, you either have an older man or a younger woman, or older woman and a younger man. So I'm gonna talk about that dynamic, and you know, the difference is these days, older age these days, and when I talk about age, I'm always talking about legal age. I don't even, me personally, when I talk about relationships and stuff like that, I really be talking about 21 and up. I don't even talk about 18 to 21. I don't even touch that. I talk about 21 and up, right? Excuse me. So back in the days, right? Age 40, a 40-year-old man or a 40-year-old woman, back in the day, a 40-year-old man and a 40-year-old woman, and people know I ain't lying, they looked like they was 40 years old or 50 years old. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it was the era, but people just, it seemed like people look older back in the day. Like if you look at the 70s and stuff like that, you look back, it seemed like people that was like, even if you look at the old the musicians and the basketball players, the football players, them dudes be 22 looking like they 42. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at old clips and stuff, them people in the 70s and like the 60s, 70s, they just look way older than their age, you know? But in today's time, it seems like now 40, like I'll be 40 next week. So, and I don't look 40. I ain't got, y'all see no wrinkles, no nothing. You know what I mean? No nothing. I'm still no wrinkles on my neck or nothing. I just take care of myself. But there's a lot of 40-year-olds look like they don't look 40. Like, we don't look 40. We try to take care of ourselves the best way we can. And genetics, I don't know. It's just, we just not, and you know the saying, black don't crack. You know what it is. That's for one thing too. But even so, it's so much stuff out these days that if you into plastic surgery or whatever, not knocking none of that stuff, anything that you feel is going to help advance you for yourself and it's in a healthy way, then hey, it's good for you, because at the end of the day, it's about how you feel about yourself. So I'm not gonna knock nobody wanting to do plastic surgery or fillers or nothing. My thing is just that, do it in a healthy manner, and make sure it's fitting. It's not where you don't look cartoonish. And I think that's the issue, was when you start looking cartoonish. It's like way out the park. You know what I mean? Like, you just look way like, like you want to stay away from that. You still want to be nice, but to be as natural as possible looking, if that makes sense. But anyway, so back to what I was talking about, age different thing, right? So a lot of times when you're dealing with, and I know I got homegirls I used to talk to that used to talk to older men when they was in their early 20s, right? And they would talk to men that was older than them, 10, 15 years older. And it's like, every woman I ever talked to that said they dated an older man, one thing they always say 9 times out of 10, that the man was controlling. A lot of the older men that's older than the woman that they're dealing with, a lot of times they control it because they feel like, hey, I've been living this world, longer than you. I'm telling you this. I'm teaching you this. It's more like almost like I'm not gonna say a father role, but it's because that's kind of don't sound right. but it's more like it's definitely control. You know, I don't think I've never met a woman who said that they dated an older man than them. They said that he wasn't some type of controlling. You know, it's weird, but yeah, that's what it is. And I feel like with men that's who date older women, which it kind of runs into my case between me and my wife, right? Me and my wife fall under that category. My wife's a little older than me, you know what I'm saying? But the thing with me and my wife is that my wife know, baby, you know, you watching this, you already know, like, I'm still like, because and you know what? Before I even say that, a lot of times when older women, when younger men are with older women, I ain't gonna say it's a control issue, but brothers feel like that because the woman is older, she try to son him. You know what I'm saying? Like she tried to treat him as if he's a kid, like, oh, you know, and that happens. I guess I can't even say the older men and the older women. Maybe that's just what it is. If you somebody older and you dating somebody younger, maybe you feel like you can't control them because you was living on this in this world a little bit more. You lived on this world longer than them. Excuse me. And so you feel like you could tell them something. They supposed to listen to you. But I've heard brothers who are with older women, whether they dating or they married to them, and they have a problem. I'm like, man, she treat me like, you know, like I'm a kid or something like that. So I don't know. Well, back to what I was talking about, what I was finna say with my wife. Even though my wife a little older than me, right? My wife know I'm the man I'm a man in my marriage. I love you, baby, but you know what it is. She ain't finna. She'll get on here. She won't even contest to that. She know what's up. But and that's just about confidence in myself and how I carry myself. I always carry myself in any relationship I ever been in. I always carry myself as I always say, I command respect, not demand respect. You know, I always tell y'all there's a difference between commanding respect and demanding respect. When you gotta feel like I demand respect, I'm a man, you need to respect me because I'm demand. Like if you doing what you're supposed to do as a man, you handling your business as a man, carrying yourself as a man, providing as a man, in your relationship, you being a lead as a man, you don't have to say I'm a man. I'm the lead in it. You don't have to say that. It's she's gonna automatically, and that's why I want to tell brothers too, like brothers that feel like that you can't get your woman to submit. There's a problem. There's a and I always say, and I say this, black women don't have a problem submitting. I just feel like, for one, you got to show them why they need to submit to you. If your business is not in order, if you struggle financially, how can she trust you to lead when you're struggling financially? When you can't keep a consistent job? When you can't handle emotions well? You can't, engage in conversation without having to it be extreme, and you have a bad temper, cursing, and which we all cuss. I ain't saying nothing wrong with that, but you can't control yourself. Where it's like, damn, a woman feel like, well, damn, he more emotional than me. So a woman, those qualities, women look at. And it's funny because women will be with a man that they feel like they don't trust him to lead. A woman will still be with him because she love him, but she just won't trust him to lead. And the women that don't trust you to lead, she talk to you in a kind of way. She gon' son you in a way. And you're like, damn, why she treat me like a kid? Because of the way you carry yourself and the things that you're lacking, you're not showing her why you should lead. Because if you got yourself together, if a brother got himself together, I mean, everything on point. A black woman don't mind submitting. I think that's a myth that black women don't submit. I believe it's a myth because any relationship I was ever in, I never had a woman, I never had a problem with a woman submitting to me. And I never came to her on some rah, I demand you do this for me. Like, nah, I would just carry myself as a man, and she was fine with my role as a lead. I handle shit. That's always been my responsibility. I feel good at handling business, taking care of business where I can be like, baby, chill out. I got it. You know better than that. I got you. If she falls short, I got you, baby. Don't worry about it. Like, that's that's something I take pride in. I always been like that. But yeah. So fellas, that's a quick little gem. So, you don't have to. I ain't gonna say you don't have to. I ain't even gonna say that. I was gonna say you don't have to go across the country to, because I ain't knocking, because shit, brothers want what they want, But what I'm gonna say is that you can't use that excuse, like you can't find a woman that's willing to be submissive, and this is the reason why you left the country. Is something a lot of times there's a disconnect somewhere, But yeah, that's my personal opinion on that. But yeah, older, younger. I feel like in these times, older and younger relationships work better now than I ain't gonna say work better than if y'all was about the same age, but the relationship still works, because I think age now is not the same age as it was back then, like I was saying earlier. Like, shit, like I said, people don't look their age. Hell, look at these damn celebrities. Shit, y'all seen Cher lately? Cher's like 71, 72. Woman look like she's almost in her 30s. I know you're gonna say people probably had surgery. I know y'all gonna say that. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, age and looks, man, we ain't looking, we not looking our age. So, I think it can work. I just think that if you're the younger person in that relationship, you need to have yourself established, especially as a man. You gotta have yourself established, so that way you won't feel that pressure of that woman talking, like sonning you almost, like you were like one of her kids. You gotta establish yourself as a man and let her respect you. As a woman, you don't necessarily have to establish yourself as far as having all this stuff, because usually when you're with an older man usually, that's one of the perks about a younger woman being with an older man, that she knows that, hey, if I'm with this older man, he's gonna make sure I'm taken care of. That's just the value of being an older man. Like, I'm gonna make sure she's good. I'm gonna make sure she's taken care of. Ladies, if you're younger and you dealing with an older man and you struggling, something wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Even though the brother might not look his age, but still, use that perk of you being with an older man. Shit, because he's more far in advance in finances. He should be. I think once you start getting past 30, I don't think it matters. So I feel like if you 30 and the person you with is 40, or you 35 and they 45, once you start getting past a certain age, that don't even matter no way. I mean, y'all, shit, we both getting old. Shit, I feel like a 21-year-old and a 35-year-old is a little, it's a big difference. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like, if ladies, if you're 21, 22 and you dating a guy that's 15 years older than you, 16 years older than you, 20 years older than you, whatever, you make sure that brother is definitely looking out for you. Like, that's a perk. I'm not saying you should not love him if he's not, but he's way far in advance, and you should be, we definitely should be having you shit taken care of. I'm just being straight real. Because ladies, look at it like this. Hell, he's an older man getting the benefits of a way younger woman. You know what I mean? Shit, we know the truth. Ladies, I'm gonna be real. Y'all, my videos be controversy, and I talk about real shit. I try not to offend nobody, but let's be real. And fellas too. But ladies, A woman's body at 21, 22, 23 years old is not the same as if you 33 and 43. Not saying that the woman that's older body is bad. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying that at 21, 22, 23, that body ain't really been through a lot of things. Shit, by the time you up there in your 30s and 40s, shit, lady, you got stretch marks. Shit, you got a little stomach, but you still sexy. You got shit, you might got a stab wound, a gunshot wound. You done been through life. You know what I'm saying? You done been through some life. Your breast, we done had the kids, breast might drop down a little bit, I just being real. And fellas, we know shit. We didn't get older. Shit, our body ain't what it was when we was 21 years old. Shit. Sometimes I might wake up and be like, damn, I got my knee or something in my knee. Like I just might make a noise or something. My knee might pop or something. We getting older. That's just straight real. We getting older. But what I'm saying, but to be on some real shit though, I feel like my personal opinion, I feel like older and younger relationships can work. I feel like they can work in these times. That's the overall message. I feel like they can work. I just feel like as a man, you need to be established before you date an older woman. Cause yeah, she gonna son you. Ladies, I feel like if you're gonna date older, yeah, make sure you date a man that's gonna, provide. Really make sure he provide for you, Yeah, that's my take on it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. King Tyson, peace and blessings. I'm out.